everybody. Pretty sure this is your favorite French Canadian pro bodybuilder, right? We're doing an AMA, and before I start, thanks for being here. Let's get straight to it. Okay. Hey! Actually, I want to sip of this. Dandelion. It's like fake coffee. I've heard to trick my brain. It's hot. I like it. Ouch. Ow. First question. When it comes to posing practice, which poses has required the most attention to detail? Well, because my weak point is my back, I think the back poses is what I had to tweak the most to make sure, because if you are too contracted, you will lose width, right? On a back double. And so because I don't have the widest back, I don't have the biggest lats, if I make one mistake in that department, I will be pushed aside. And another way, like if I any way I will put my leg will look big because it's a strong point. So I will show you something here real quick. There we go. Back relaxed. Back double. Here you gotta reach, stay wide, boom. Turn. That's it. The external rotation of the elbows are really important. Then the lat spread. Make sure I spread, scoop it up. See that? It's getting better because I put a lot of work on it. So the back poses for sure. But the most important thing with posing is that you have to practice. A lot of guys won't put the time and effort into it because, to be honest, it's pretty hard, especially if you want to train posing endurance. People on stage, sometimes you hear about that term, they fade out. Oh, the guy faded after the second round. Well, it's because if you're not used to posing when you're exhausted, you won't hold the poses right. You won't flex as much. Maybe the waist won't be in. Maybe like your lats will be stuck, you know. Posing endurance is very important because you'll actually maybe start looking better as you pose. Like a lot, you can see some guys that happens. First round, they look good, and then the muscle is like more alive for the second round. So that can happen. The only way to get to that level is to practice often. Like I practice posing, maybe practice today. I'll practice tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Wednesday I don't pose or do cardio because it's legs. I'll practice Thursday, I'll practice Friday, and I'll practice once or twice on the weekend. So it's pretty much almost every day. And sometimes we practice for endurance, we do rounds, but the hard part of like trying to build endurance to last like 4 rounds, for example, we've done a lot of that already because Carl Chung is Wheels for Life on Instagram, like Wheels for the number life. He's actually the one helping with my posing this year, and we've done a lot actually of endurance training now. Now it's going to be more like, because I'm posing before my training in the morning, I can't do extremely long 40-minute conditioning endurance posing anymore because my training will suffer. But now all the hard work of like getting my posing endurance to a certain level is kind of done. So now it's more like little tweaks here and there. Today, for example, I saw Big Mike walk by. Big Mike, my training coach, he's a big guy. So sometimes it's good to get somebody who used to compete he's 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", I think. And he used to be Mr. Canada in 2009. He won 2009 Mr. Canada. Funny thing is I was competing at that show. I was 4th. I was 22-year-old, and he knows how to pose as a big guy. Because sometimes if you learn only from people who are maybe smaller, they know how to pose. It's way easier for people who are smaller to pose. That's what I mean. Because that's why all the classic guys pose so well. They're like, sometimes look at them, they look skinny sometimes. And that's, you know what I mean, they're not skinny, but like if you see an open guy posing really well, you're like, holy shit, but what is he doing? You know, because the more muscle I'm adding, I find the more it's hard to pose in some instances, especially in building endurance. Because if you're flexing your whole body, it's like 270 pounds of muscle. You're going to burn a lot of energy, and the heart will work so much more. This is a good example is like, let's take a body weight exercise, push-ups, for example. Somebody who does CrossFit who weighs 170 pounds, can he beat somebody who's like 280 pounds of pure muscle at like push-ups. I think the lighter guy will burn less calories for the same amount of push-ups. Well, the hard will work less for the same amount of push-ups. Same thing for posing. If you're flexing 170 pounds of like muscle, like to your maximum, versus a guy who's flexing 270 pounds, 100 pound more muscle to its maximum, the guy who's like has more muscle will be more exhausted. So that's why like open guys sometimes they don't pose because it's just harder, and sometimes they don't focus on that as much because it is hard. During the week they won't practice as much. I decided not to do that. I practice. So another question for someone with arthritis: is grip training a good idea, or it will make it matter worse? I'm not a grip expert, but I know this for a fact. People who do grip training, and even people who do bodybuilding, we only do this. We grip stuff this way. And a lot of time, injuries happen when there's an imbalance. So if you're doing that all the time, what's the other muscle you could work that does the opposite? It's opening up the hand. So you get those band, elastic band, and one that works really well actually is hey Taylor, can you get up and give me the blue elastic band in the thing, please?
Sure.
Is that you go to the grocery store and you know those packs of asparagus, they have like a blue elastic band? You just steal one or buy asparagus. Then you'll have a cool band and your pee will smell. This can work. I mean, it's thicker than this one, but it's this color. So what you do, you put your hand like that and you will open up your hand like this. This is really easy because it's like a thin elastic band, but you get the gist of it. See that? Open, 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 tish, tish. So the why I know that is when I tore both biceps. Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, my assistant today. When I tore both of my biceps, I was like, "What the fuck can I train my torn arm with for? Like, How can I train my torn arm?" So the first thing I was doing was I was trying to reach back my range of motion fully, which is like from here to like here was pretty easy, but the last inch like that, that took like extra time. And what was hard too was like twisting like that. So that was hard to get. But I was like, how can I work my arm and get some blood flow in there? So I would just like do the trick here. I would like train like that, and I would like practice the grip too. But doing things like that helps your hand, get some movement at least. If something hurts, if you're training and if you're grip training and your fucking elbow's killing you or forearm, either you can get therapy like deep tissue or whatever, But sometimes if I'm in pain somewhere, I'm not gonna work through that pain because it's not like lactic acid and oh my god, my workout is my muscles are burning up because it feels good. I'm pushing hard. No, it feels like a fucking achy joint pain. You're not gonna build muscle. You're just gonna make it worse. So I always train around the injuries that are of that type. So for example, if I'm doing legs and the hack squat that day is hurting me, I'll do one set. This doesn't feel right. I'll switch it up. I'm not going to try to be like, oh no, I got to do a hack squat because the hack squat is the only way to build legs. No, it's not. And the thing is, if you work through the pain, you kind of like training at 70% because you're trying to fucking do certain exercises that you think are going to change your game, you will just like extend injuries for so long where instead you would have taken a month off whatever exercises or body part that hurts you, and then you do the therapy, you heal it up, and then you start almost 100% a month after, and then you're good. You took care of it. So you fix the injury in a month, or you're trying to train through it for like a year and more. Then it becomes a real problem, and you can have like risk of injury, like shit tearing up and the things being there for a whole lifetime. So listen to your body. Here's a funny question. What would be the best $25 gift one bodybuilder could give to another? Need ideas for Christmas. A $25 budget? I mean, it's kind of cheap, unless it's for just like friends or stuff. Like just a thought. Just a thought is nice. You're a nice person. You want to buy gifts to some people, to bodybuilders. My idea, I think, because $25 is like, I'll give you an example. If I would receive a $25 gift, I would be happy. But if it's like something that's like $25, a thing of supplement, it's like, oh, cool. That's cool. But if I have $25 gift card of like Starbucks or McDonald's coffee, that's kind of cool because it's the thing that like repeats itself. And then sometimes you're like, oh well, why would I spend like $6 on a coffee if I can make it at home? But then you're like driving around, hey, I have this gift card. If you have friends that are members at your gym that you work out at, and you want to buy them a $25 protein shake gift card, that's kind of a good idea. You know, you get a $25 like pro shop gift card. That's cool. So things like that. Like I think if the budget is low, you just get something that you can get more than one thing up with, like a gift card from like a coffee shop or maybe the pro shop. Well, for example, I think it's funny. At Pure Muscle Fitness, our day passes are $25. You could buy a free day pass or something. Notice you had an ultra wide panel in a previous video. Which monitor is that? Do you use it for gaming? Yeah, so that monitor is the Samsung Odyssey G9. I'll show you right now. There it is. And I use it. It's so big, right? Pushes it here. Work stuff on the computer. See that? I made that yesterday. Designed for a shirt. Actually, I made this too. I made this one is cool too. It's like a, you know, tree rings, marker of time, Outlast in competition. This one's fun too. Cheat day. Little fries and hot dogs. Overcome. That's a nice one. I'm gonna make a shirt for sure. It's like TV static in the back. But yeah, this was hard. So I use it because, for example, look, I got a countdown here. I got CorelDRAW, which is a designing program here, and I got my browser right here. And I'm actually going to show you what I have as far as the rest of the computer. I got a trackpad here. The trackpads are cool because you can actually use it to move stuff around like that. It's like the trackpads on the Apple, laptops. Yeah, laptops. So I got that, so I can have one hand on the mouse, one hand on this, and I can just do stuff. I got a cool keyboard. I like this keyboard. It's backlit. Hey, backlit. Anyway, I think it's too bright, but there's like a light behind the thing. But yeah, that's a Logitech keyboard. I don't remember the exact name, but that's a good mouse. I like this mouse. I bought that because look at the mouse of the Magic Mouse from Apple. It's like one thing, minimalistic. It's very cool, I guess, but this is a real mouse. There's buttons here. There's a scroll here. There's another button here. There's a scroll here. This button here, when I edit, I did the shortcut key. I can fucking split a clip just by clicking there. Click, saves so much time when editing. And you got the two clickers, and yeah. Caffeine. Well, there's no caffeine in there, but. And this is the actual computer. It's a Mac Studio. Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, wait, of course. Speakers. Klipsch speakers. Look at this little Raptor bodybuilder. That's something Juji gave me as a fucking prank. He gave me a bag of Ziploc bags with like those little characters in it. I don't remember why he had those, but whatever. And I have this that I didn't install yet. Big sub. It's so big. I don't know why I got it that big, but it doesn't matter. Oh, I got my iPad here. And the cool thing, let's see if it's gonna work. I can actually see the cursor here. It's here now. It's so weird. I think I'm supposed to put it on the right side, I guess. Because if I go like this, it's here. Go here, it's here. Anyway, that's another cool thing. And this is my old computer. Oh, and that cube, it's a power cube. Power cube. I don't remember what it does. I think it just catches EMF waves. Yeah, it catches waves. Yeah, like EMF waves. You know the waves that they say, oh, don't hold your phone in your ear, you're going to fry your brain. Don't put your phone in your pocket, you're going to fry your balls. Well, this will prevent it. Just put that in your other pocket. It will catch the waves and your balls will be saved. Following you guys on Evan's Telegram channel, The Circles. Join. Bro, you've got to be one of the funniest guys in there. LOL. I think Lee Priest is the funniest. I heard mention of you and James Hollingshead competing against one another, but didn't hear where. What are the details on this? Well, me and James, the Shed, Hollingshead, the Shed. That's such a funny nickname. I guess he's big as a shed, but he could have been big as a house. Shed the house. I guess because he has Shed in his last name, kind of. And me, I said as a joke the other day, that I'm the French guy, right? So the Shed in French is Cabanon. Antoine Le Cabanon Vaillant. Le Cabanon. Call me Le Cabanon. Le Cabanon bodybuilder. So we are both doing the Olympia in Vegas in December 16th. And we both qualified because we both won a pro show this year. So very happy to have a fellow circle member backstage with me in Olympia. I wonder if we're gonna set up camp together. You know, I think we might actually. Like, I wonder who else he would want to hang out with, but me, right? Le Cabanon and the Shed together backstage. Because I don't know if he has a coach. He's coaching himself. I'm not sure. I think Jordan's helping him, another guy from the UK. But yeah, he's more than welcome to set up camp with me. When I go backstage, I go big. I got a rolling cart. I got yoga mats. I got pillows. I got everything. Everything. A bunch of waters for after. I'm coming in fully equipped, armed to the gills with the items that we all need backstage. Instacart. Instacart is like this app that you buy stuff from. I buy everything. As soon as my plane lands, all right, as soon as it lands, or sometimes I have Wi-Fi on the plane, I start to order things that will be shipped to my Airbnb by the time I arrive. Like a rice cooker, like a rolling cart, like extra pillows, like 20 liters of water. I like to have everything set up. When I compete like that, when I travel, I don't mind spending to be comfortable and to have nothing missing. How much do you think I spent in Chicago?
600 minimum US.
That's like 10,000 Canadian over 4 days. Did I bring back? Oh, I brought back a lot of stuff because we drove there. Yeah, now I wonder, like, because we'll be in Vegas, if I buy a rolling cart. Well, I hope that answers your question. Me and James are competing together the Mr. Olympia. The Mr. Olympia, for those who don't know, is the biggest bodybuilding show in the world. It's the equivalent of the Super Bowl in the NFL. It's the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. The most prestigious title you can have. We will compete against each other, but we will also compete together. Because some people sometimes they like have a little rivalry between competitors and stuff. But the thing is, we need to be the most grateful for the other competitors because without them, you'll just be some guy training. You'll be some guy training. You gotta go on stage by yourself, and we need all the other competitors so we're able to like compete and do what we love. Thanks to all the other competitors. I hope I beat you all. And I hope you are at your best so you can try to beat all of us too. You know, it goes both ways. The thing is, if you win, you want to win against somebody who was at his best so you can truly beat him. If somebody is like not at his best and he would have beaten you, you're like, you fucking missed the mark. Too bad for you. But it just feels so much better to beat somebody who's like, oh, he was good, and then you beat him. So I hope everybody's good, and I hope everybody places where they belong. It'll be a good show. It is the most stacked Olympia in years. There's like 30 guys. Like everybody's there this year. Everybody's there. All the best 30 guys pretty much qualified. They're all qualified. The best they're there. Because there's some shows this year sometimes that there's like 16 guys, but then there's like 3 guys are really really good for some reason. They didn't compete that year or they missed the qualification or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be a good Olympia. So stay tuned. Join us in the circles. You know, if you wanna get some live updates of what's going on in our lives. And also, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And see you next time. Oh, by the way,